the networks are filled with stories today about Governor Christie's presidential ruminations, but those are just headlines. Steve Adubato has spent a lot of time talking with this governor, and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. his new program, A Conversation with Governor Chris Christie at NJPAC, premieres here on NJTV, and Steve is kind enough to join us now. Welcome back to the program.
Good to be here, Mike.
You've talked to this governor a lot over the years. Tell me about this encounter. Was he, after the hurricane, different in any way?
Yeah, no doubt about it. First of all, there was a live audience, and so anytime there's a live audience with this governor, half the time you're like, am I still here anymore? You know, because Governor Christie is, again, he's a strong leader, and he's tough to interview in some ways because he says what he wants to say and answers what he wants to answer, but also he's playing to the audience, and the audience was responding, as people will see right here on NJTV Wednesday night at 8. They loved it, and so you're like, do you need me here? But it was substantive about post-Hurricane Sandy leadership. It was substantive because it was right after the horrific shooting in Connecticut. But it was also about his relationship with Bruce Springsteen, which is fascinating. It was also about the first time that he introduced his wife, Mary Pat, to George Clooney. It was substantive because he talked about growing up in the Christie household, which was never at a loss for, let's just say, debate in an Italian and Irish way. So it was personal. It was emotional. It was Chris Christie unplugged, and it was a combination of issues and politics, but very, very interesting and entertaining.
Does he, you know, he's the kind of guy, when you watch him and he gets challenged, it's like he's almost happy to welcome you.
Well, I haven't always seen the happy part.
No, but he likes to mix it up.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Yeah. Loves to mix it up. So loves, and he kind of looks at you when he thinks you've gone in a direction he doesn't want to, and again, and it's fun. It's fun because, well, a lot of politicians, they won't show you that. Christie shows you when he's angry.
But with all this talk about the presidential stuff, I mean, it was, you watch the bottom of CNN today, the crawl of Christie's presidential ambitions. He'll be better prepared in 4 years than he was
he believes that. And he said it in the interview.
And he's saying it knowing that that takes on a life of its own.
Look, we're talking about a governor who understands our medium, Mike.
Yep.
He understands, forget about sound bites, it's such a cliche. He understands the communication game. He understands, first of all, he never says what he doesn't want to say. People say, oh, someone knows how to deliver a sound bite. He doesn't ever say what he doesn't want to say, doesn't say it in a way that he doesn't want to say it. And by the way, what I also found in this interview with him, which you're going to see, I believe, in the State of the State tomorrow, is you're going to see a governor who, frankly, is more emotional in the sense that he's willing to be more accessible. The hugging, that was very real. The crying, that was very real. The pain, that was very real. The inability to solve people's problems that were suffering in connection with Sandy, very real. It's a different governor, no doubt about it.
He's willing to open up and to show himself in a way that a lot of conventional politicians are not. He also, in this past week, took aim at his own party over hurricane relief. Some say that that's a suicidal thing to do for somebody with national political aspirations. What do you think is going on in his head when he goes down a road that he obviously knows he has to go down, but he knows that the consequences are there?
You know, this is where you try to figure out what's in Chris Christie's head, which is a dangerous game. I mean, I think here's what went down. John Boehner made a commitment to Chris Christie, more importantly made a commitment to New Jersey, that bill would be posted. Those $60 billion, Mike, that people need. People who own their businesses, people who lost their homes, people who are suffering. And Chris Christie went to bat for people in New Jersey. I don't think he's sitting there going, let me figure out how it's going to play with let's poll this, let's test it.
So he felt, only about 25 seconds left, he felt that he had trusted this guy, Boehner, to do something that he said he was going to do, and
Boehner screwed him, shafted New Jersey, and he wasn't going to hold back by not saying it. And if people were upset about it, hey, look, he wasn't going to lose sleep about it. And that's not a YouTube moment. Frankly, that was Christie being Christie, and I don't think he's worried about 2016. I really don't.
Which may be his strength.
You know, because it stands out. Because most other people are testing things before they say it. It's going to be a lot of fun Wednesday night at 8.
Absolutely.
So you notice me plugging?
Yeah. I was going to say it, but you've said it for me, but I'll say it again.
Thanks, Mike.
Conversation with Chris Christie, Governor Chris Christie, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock right here on NJTV. Steve, always a pleasure.
Great to be here, Mike.
Thanks.